welcome to my channel. And I'm going to do a few things. My favorite thing, I think that I can't say my favorite thing because these are a few of my favorite things. But let's go ahead and just put these to the side and stay with the topic as was advertised in my title. My newest journal with a different, to me, style. So I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this before, but it is new to me. The only thing that I think I might have seen before is where there's a pocket here and a pocket here, and the front page fits into that pocket and the back page fits into that pocket. I may have seen something like that before, but in this particular case, there's a belly band here and there's a belly band here, and the front page sticks into there and the back page sticks into there, and it sits pretty nicely. It's better than what it was a little bit ago. And the way I think, wow, I'm going to stutter because this has been such an experience. I have so many things going through my mind right now that I would like to share, but I don't know if I can remember what I was thinking about and put my thoughts in order so that I can express them succinctly. Let's start at the beginning. So this is a journal idea. Oh, my back's starting to hurt. That I saw on the internet, and the creator, I'm grabbing my mouse so I can go find her name because I don't like to slaughter people's names. Her name is Carol, and her last name is Tinson, Tinson. And the video that I watched was, I think it was called I've Written a Book About Making Journals. And she published a PDF document, and I talked about this in yesterday's video. And the PDF document has 20 pages in it. It has 2 covers, one for volume 1 and one for volume 2. And in her video, she encourages to start with volume 2 using basically the background pages, or she might call them writing pages. So this page was used for the front. Now I did just do that, and then I did more. Oh no, how did that happen? It's just the whole thing is upside down. Well, then that means my outside pages are upside down. This is one of the things that I wanted to share about. Oh, this one's not upside down. Okay. It's just hallucinating or something. So anyways, this lets you see how this thing connects. This side, well, not this, but this is upside down. Well, phooey. All right, now here's the other thing. Remember, I have tremors. So this has been a real challenge for me doing this with the tremors. Sometimes it's not so bad. Other times it is. And here's the other thing is, if you're not real good about gluing things down and putting it together, things can get stuck. So it's like a mechanism, and it doesn't work like a well-oiled machine if everything's not glued down correctly. And then look how I got crooked right there. So the point I'm trying to make is this is a really cool journal. That's gonna bug me. I can't go any further until I figure out why that's bunching up. Okay, see, now it's pretty up there. Okay, so I do like this journal a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but a point that the author of this journal made is that she felt like this binding mechanism, this binding technique, is easier than a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I don't agree with that. This is more like a folio type project, like somebody like Terry with Sweet Pea Papers, or Amanda with creating with Scrimping Mommy. Oh, who else is big on making folios? Like more like scrapbooks. Those are the only two I can think of right now. But I've made some of these before. I used to watch Amanda all the time, and she's about the only person I followed. And before her, I was doing the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator stuff, and my very first journal was something that I followed Tina Zink, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I followed her and made one of her journals, which is a lot of measuring, a lot of cardstock, a lot of flat, heavy base, things like this. So they are fun to make. It's really kind of rewarding and everything. Has a different feel to it. Things lay flat. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after I start putting pockets and stuff, but the idea behind what see, that's upside down, and that's upside down. This particular piece was really hard for me to keep from putting it in upside down. That made me lose my train of thought. But yeah, it's flat. Oh, and the idea behind this volume 1 and 2 is to, like, I want to say learn to make a journal, but also ideas of how to make a journal. I think that's better. What I want to say is ideas of how to make a journal. So yesterday I had mentioned that I was going to put in my pages from, trying to rotate my piles here, my pages from, I need to print this off on something different, a better background. Yeah, I need to do that. But these are from Susan with I Totally Love It. So I want to incorporate those into there, but I'm going to reprint them so that it's something more fun like this. Now these are the pages for volume 2. And like I said yesterday, they printed off badly. So your preferred method and the hints, let's see, digital kit and print. Yeah, I can still read it. I'm not going to reprint it because it's just for me. So anyways, I can't reprint it because I had to cut it off. So I was going to say maybe I'll just throw it in. Oh, and this is the other thing. I followed her lead on not printing anything on this side, because when you put these pages together, you fold them like this. And she did hers on camera. Oh my gosh, I could never do mine on camera. No. But it's her thing, and it's her project, and I'm sure she has it memorized and knows exactly what she's doing from one moment to the next. There are some measuring pieces involved with this. I followed a little bit of it, but as little as possible because that's how I roll. It's no fun if I have to measure. So far, I'm liking my glass mat. It's new. I just got it from Hobby Lobby yesterday. I'm still wondering why the heck they have these plastic corners, because the fact that they don't fit tight, they do up here, but they come off down here where my elbows or whatever rest. So they're worthless to me. And that I'm probably going to rant about that a few more times before I'm done ranting about it, because it's just, I'm sure that little bit of plastic is part of the price, and it's worthless to me. I'm a little tired right now because I just had dinner. My tummy is full of a Wiener Schnitzel, sauerkraut dog, and strawberry milkshake. Yes, we had an extremely healthy dinner tonight. And then I had a great big glass of orange juice. Oops, the paper's wanting to tear. Can't have that. So yeah, you fold all these pages, and then I inked them all, and I need to remember to get on Amazon and order a new cutting blade for my trimmer, because all of my pages are rough because I need a new blade. I will try to remember to watch my microphone, but I did just take it off the charger, so it should be good for this whole video and not poop out on me. Okay, so when I was watching Carol's video, it was hard for me to figure out what she was putting paper on. And in her defense, I don't always have the sound on, and or I'll skip ahead because I don't need to learn about glues. I don't need to learn how to burnish. I'm not saying she said any of these things, but any YouTuber, when they do a tutorial or whatever, they're showing you how to do something, they inevitably go through things that I don't need, because I already know how to do it. Or I've got my own idea of how I want to do it. So, or I'm just getting impatient. There's that too. So this is how the journal cover prints out. And again, all of this prints out with the border on it. It's a PDF, so I can't print to edge. So then you cut this here down the middle, and it comes with a full page of 3 different sizes. Well, I don't have the other one, but the size that I use, the big size and the small size on one paper. And then first thing I did was, oh, I'm going to cut those out. Well, I cut it out right to the edge. You don't want to cut them out right to the edge because you want to have it so that it will go around and be covered up by these. That's the way it's designed, just to keep it more sturdy. I like that idea. Yeah, so they're both the same. One says volume 1 and one says volume 2. Now you'll see for mine that I did a little bit of embellishing on mine. First of all, I put some corners pieces on the front and the back. And when it was all said and done, the back was fine, but the front was a little short right here. So I built this on a file folder. I don't know if I have a piece of the file folder left anymore. No, I don't. Okay, so let's just pretend that this is a file folder. So I built this on a file folder. I cut it down and everything. And then, you know, the file folder is folded one place, and then there's like 1, 2, 3 different score lines that you can fold it to. I folded it to the 3rd score line, and somehow whatever I did didn't work out right. So there was and then I gessoed the outside, both sides, and then I used my tissue paper. So I put tissue paper all around the cover. So that's why you can see some tissue paper around here. And then you can also see it on the inside, but not so much over here because I didn't want all that tissue paper showing. So I took a piece of vintage book paper and tore a strip off and glued that on the front. And then I wrapped it around right there. So many different things. Oh, okay. So we're talking about how I embellished the cover. Then I used some glaze on this feather. And then I used some transparent, what do we call that? Clear embossing powder right here on this stamp. And then I used some silver embossing powder on the scissors, which I was like, oh, okay, that's okay. But I wished I would have had clear embossing powder, or I guess I wished I would have used clear embossing powder so that we would still see the beautiful design. I mean, I just don't know what it is, but for my scissors, I just love this. I think that is so beautiful, and I would have liked to have been able to maintain that. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to take a break talking for just a second. And that's pretty much, oh, that's not the one. Oh, look, she puts Carol Tenson on the back of her, okay. Well, a person could cover that up if they didn't want that personalization of hers there. Anyways, and then on the binding, I use one of these Tim Holtz numbers plates, number plates. And I took some of the brads that have like the, I'm thinking, oh, did I goof? Almost looks like one is a Phillips head and one is a, what is the other one called, you guys? Phillips head and flathead. So this is definitely a flathead, but this almost looks like a Phillips. And I know I looked at that closely. I think it's just because I painted it with a black acrylic pen because I wanted to be black instead of silver. So that's what I did there. So then you take all these pages and you glue them together. I think she used an inch border for her glue. I used half an inch, but I didn't go back and look, so I just guessed, and I'm very happy with half an inch. It does very nice. Oops, there it goes, catching again. Okay, so when I did it at first, I used a paper right here and a paper in the back, and I didn't like the way it was sitting inside of here, so I printed out a cardboard cardstock piece, 2 cardstock pieces, and attached them onto the very end, and I'm much happier with how that works now. Whereas before it was always kind of wonky, and it still looks very roomy, but I think that will change as things are put in here. So the way these are glued together, each one of these pages has a pocket. So I don't like all that white inside of the pocket. So I will never try to follow somebody again in regards to that. I've been doing really good in making sure that my paper is always printed double-sided. Even like I'm like, oh, it's just going to be used on the back of a journal card. I'll go, no. Let's just print on both sides so you don't get caught. And I started having that mentality probably about 6 months ago. But when I followed her lead, I went ahead and left these white, and I really don't like that. So another note to self is I want all my pages to be double-sided, printed double-sided. So then when I was watching, I was like, how did she get 9 pages? Because I'd like pause the video and try and look at, and again, it could be because I skipped over something or didn't hear it or whatever. But I was trying to figure out how she got 9 pages, and then got to like the end of the video and she did a flip through. I'm like, okay, so she did this page twice, she did this page twice, she did this page twice, and she did the leaf page twice. So look at that. The leaf page goes so nice with my tissue paper. Isn't that super cool? It's the little things that make me happy. So each one of these is a pocket, and could write on here, today I watched Gez, and she gave us a freebie, and I made journal cards with the freebie. So in this case, this would tell me where I got this digital from, and it's journal cards, so I could index that as journal cards if I wanted to, and I could put them in there, and they're in there nicely, and after a while, that might start to get chunky. Might probably have to, for some things like that, might probably have to put a paper clip there. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. In fact, I envision making a lot of tab clips of some sort that might say journal cards, pockets, I don't know, clusters, things like that, and then could put the tag there, the tab, and it would be movable. It would help to keep this pocket closed. Yeah, I can envision a lot of fun stuff about this. These are the freebie that I got from Gez. And she also had, so she had the flowers, the 4 flower cards in a background. Looks like my printer is about ready to be maintenance. And then she had a background. And I did not do this background justice because I printed this background on craft paper. I got this craft paper from Hobby Lobby yesterday, and I wanted to see how a digital would look printed out on the craft paper. So I thought that was kind of cool. Could probably like cut this in 4 and make 4 journal cards out of that, and it's already on nice stiff paper. I did it twice, so I forgot to, Gez does make JPEGs, so you can print her digitals to the outside of the page, but I forgot to change it. So could glue that like that and really have some strong journal cards. Or this would make a cool page, in fact, now that I think of it. I'm just going to put this, I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to put this in with my pages. So this is going to be a nice page in a journal. And I've got a pre-made page. I might turn this into a painted paper at some point, but that's a good start for having pre-made stuff to make journals. So this one, I'm going to follow what Gez did, but first I'm going to ink. Was a lovely day today. I hope everybody else was having a nice day today. Good weather. I have been crafting most of the day, but I'm back to doing things the way I used to, where I don't always turn the camera on when I'm crafting, because it impedes my creativity a bit. That was a lot of fun on that journal to use some of the stuff that I've recently organized but have yet to use. And basically what I'm talking about is those Tim Holtz number plates. I have used the corners. I used it on the baby's journal. So that wasn't the first time. Actually, I've used them on a journal card, I think, too. So I've been doing good about using those. But have to use our stuff. Very important. And it's a lot of fun. Oh, I know what I have to share with you yet. So yesterday I was working with those seed envelopes. And there was the one that's sealed, and then there was the brown craft paper seed envelope. Well, today I wanted to use the brown craft seed envelope and make like, what did I call it? Seed packet tag, something like that. And it morphed. I'd do one thing and then it would morph into another thing, and it's always fun when you're crafting and that sort of thing happens. That's been inked. This has not been inked. So I'll finish inking this and then I'll lay these to the side and try not to yawn. Okay, wasn't successful, had to yawn. At least I wasn't noisy and obnoxious about it. Okay, these are all inked. So, where's my little project? Sorry, I gotta find where I put it. Oh, I did two things. That's right. I did that. Where's the other one? Well, phooey. Oh, there it is. Okay, so my first thing that I did was, whoops, upside down. I made a faux frame with some Edith Holden book page paper. And then I just used some of that new scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby yesterday. And I used that as like, kind of like my photo. But it's not really bold enough for me to be satisfied with that as my focal point by itself. So I kind of doodled a little bit on it with my gold pen. And I use this metallic craftwork pen. I have the gold and the silver. And that wasn't enough. So I took a wax seal and put it onto some lace. And then I saw this thing hanging out. It was already torn like that. I thought, oh, that would look really cute on the bottom there. So that's what I did with that. And then this is my book page, my, let's see, what did I call it? A seed packet tag made with book page. And made with a seed packet envelope. So this is one of those seed packet envelopes. And I doodled on the back side of that. That's that craft paper. And I lined it with a vintage Italian book page. And then I doodled on this side, and you can see the seed packet. And I used a little sari silk for the tag topper and just did a lot of doodling, and it's got a pocket here on the back. So this is something that if you were going to put it into a journal, you would probably, I don't think I have any pens handy. No, I'm over organized. So could just clip that to the edge like this. And then this would take a very small journal card. None of the journal cards I have available would work for this, but this tag would, that I put in here. Maybe, yeah, that would work in there. Yeah, I keep thinking I want to put a tab on the top of there. Let me grab my tabs. This is what I made yesterday with one of the seed envelopes in yesterday's video. Maybe. Definitely not. Nope. I think a well-tailed tab would do a better job. This is pretty botanical. And if I had grunged it, would it look okay? I do sell well-tailed tabs in my Ko-fi shop. They're very inexpensive if you go and check it out because you're interested. If you're interested and you think that they're too expensive, let me know. I'd love to hear that kind of feedback. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Now this was made for to go in this one. And then it could also go in this one. It goes real nice in that one. But we need an eyelet. I think we'll do a little one. Come on. My eye itches. I always like to pound these down. So I'm going to scratch my eye. Now I'm going to mute you for a second. Well, thank goodness I muted you because I got my finger. I got it pretty good. Yeah, it's going to be a blood blister. So there's that. Okay, let's get a little piece of twine. That kind of hurts, but I will be brave. And I won't cry, I think. It's going to be hard to do things with that because first we got the tremors, and then I don't want to touch anything with the tip of that finger. Well, this is going to be my last project. I'm laughing instead of saying ow. It is just like tingle pain, you know. So what I'm saying to myself now is, Theresa, why are you making this difficult on yourself? So we're going to quit making it difficult on me. Hi, Theresa Church. How are you? I just hammered the tip of my index finger, so I'm trying to finish this tag up without using my index finger. There we go. I'll trim that off. So this could go in here, and now that that tab's on there, have something handy to pull that out with, or it could go in the seed packet that I did yesterday that I planned it for, and now there's this that makes it easier to pull that out of there. It's just my rabbit ears are sticking up. Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to stamp something there. Let's see. Let's put these away before they get messy all over the place. And what I want to do. Oh, I wanted to stamp that. I don't want to stamp it with. That's too big. That's just right. I just bought these new archival ink pads from Hobby Lobby yesterday too, because I was going to buy some StazOn ink refill because my StazOn is seeming like it's not working real good. And these were what, $5.99? Oh, the price is off now, but I think they were $5.99, and that's about what it would have cost to buy a refill. So I just decided to pick those up. Jiminy Christmas, that cat is loud. I do not like that sound. Wonder, do you want to put that there too in red? I'm thinking about that. I think I will. Ooh, I think I'm going to do that. And then I had another idea. Then I'm going to do this one again, like that. That's kind of cool. I've never done that before. It's amazing how fun something simple like that was. Really makes you feel kind of geeky. Makes me feel kind of geeky. Okay, so we're going to put that over there, and then we're going to take these and we're going to grab our labels. Those are all too big, except for those. Not seeing anything that's striking my fancy. Maybe right there. Looking for my scissors. I wanted to put this one right here. Right there. The nerve endings in my finger are starting to calm down. Feels better. Boy, you can see a little, whoops. That's not just a dirty finger right there. That's a bruise. Okay. What do we want to do? Like right here. Maybe that. Hello, April. How are you? I was just complaining about my finger that is actually starting to feel better. Fortunately, a couple minutes ago when I used my hammer, I muted, or I would have busted people's eardrums from saying ow. So when I put eyelets in things, I use this hammer to flatten out the eyelet, and I got my finger this time. I hammered my finger. But the nerve endings are starting to calm down now, so it doesn't hurt as much. It feels much better. But I've had a super shaky day today, so that doesn't help. I'm just going to put this one right, whoops, not upside down. I'm just going to put that one right like that. Okay, so I did a little something there, and I did a little something on that one, and now I want to do a little cheesecloth. I'll use this one little piece of cheesecloth for both of these. Thank you, April. These are a freebie from Gez. Jezria. I slaughter her name every time I try to say it. Anyways, Creates. She has a background page which I printed out on craft cardstock and made like a little pre-made page out of. And then the 4 flower cards and a background. So three pages that are a freebie. Do that there, and we're going to do this here. And then, ow, tummy. What do we got over here? Let's do, specimen number 8. We'll do specimen number 8. That one's done. And then I need one more thing. I think I want this little $5 here. No, let's do green. I haven't done green yet. Oh. My left hand is shot, darn it. I'm trying not to use the tip of my finger, and then that just causes me to shake more. Somebody just shoot me and put me out to pasture or something. Okay. So then I had one more thing that I wanted to do to these. Oh, goodness. See if I can find it real quick. Yes, I can. Butterflies, right there. wanted some butterflies. I'm going to put, where are you at, butterfly? I'm going to put a butterfly there. And you already have a butterfly. And a butterfly there. And you can have another butterfly. Right there. And then a butterfly here. Okay, so now I'm done. I have 2 butterflies left. Those are from my Stampin' Up! Days. Okay, so we did 4 journal cards with the freebie from Gez Creates. Gez Creates. I'm going to have to ask her, Gez. So it's probably Gez Creates, because she goes by Gez. So 4 journal cards here. And I just had printed those onto Nina ivory cardstock, 110 pound. And then I had printed her other freebie on this craft cardstock from Hobby Lobby. And I did this seed packet tag and doodled on it. This I did yesterday, and I showed that in yesterday's video. And I did this little faux envelope frame with Edith Holden paper. Gotta plug up my glue. And then I worked on my journal today. Where'd it go? Did I bury it? Yes, I buried it. So I worked on this Creating a Journal kit by Carol Tenson, and volume 2, and later on I'll be working on volume 1, probably tonight. I don't know. Might need to let my finger heal a little bit more. But I embellished some on the front of the cover in the binding, and this is just a different binding system for me, and it's just a bare journal for now, but this is done. So the bare journal is done. Was thinking about putting a little bit of lace right there and right there, because I printed this out a second time so that I could put the brads in here, and it just looks a little messy. So I'm going to put some lace there to kind of camouflage that oops a little bit more. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a great night, and I hope to see you again sometime. Thank you for stopping by. And tomorrow is my new series, which is what is it called, crafting around the house, and I'm going to be highlighting drywall tape. So if that sounds like something that might be interesting to you, um, it's the same old, but I'm just going to incorporate drywalling tape into it. So I hope to see